The English Electric Company have supplied 13 1,000 horsepower diesel-electric locomotives for the Radio Ferroviária do Nordeste, Brazil, previously known as the Great Western Railway of Brazil. The railway was originally built and owned by a British company, but is now part of the Brazilian Federal Railway System. These locomotives were landed at and operate from the port of Recife, the principal port in the north of Brazil, which is being rapidly developed both as a potential industrial center and as a port for the export of many basic products of Brazil. It is the capital of the state of Pernambuco. The locomotives made a favorable impression on their arrival and, as can be seen, attracted considerable interest, both from senior officials of the railway and other engineering organizations in Brazil. After the units had been prepared for service, they were officially inspected by senior railway engineers who spent some time examining the locomotives in great detail. Prior to these units being put into service, an official inauguration ceremony was held. Present at this ceremony were the governor of the state of Pernambuco, the superintendent of the Nordeste Railway, the Secretary for State, other high-ranking civil and military officials, and Dr. Lafayette Bandeira, the chief of operations of the railway, who was the driving force behind this diesel-electric venture. After a brief inspection, the locomotive, hauling a special train, left for a short run to visit the new Edgar Werneck locomotive maintenance sheds built by the railways, at which these new units will be maintained. After a brief ceremony at the entrance of the shed, the first locomotive entered. Inside this new maintenance shed, another of the locomotives was available for inspection, the engine room doors being opened, so that the officials could inspect and admire the diesel-electric train equipment closely. The Edgar Werneck maintenance shops have been designed to facilitate easy maintenance, and they incorporate many of the latest ideas and layouts which have been proved essential for obtaining maximum efficiency from diesel-electric locomotive operation. The layout of these workshops has been so successful that they're now used as an example on which to base the designs of future maintenance depots in Brazil. Here we see how easy it is for the driver to operate these new locomotives with the simple controls grouped around the driving position, so that each control is readily to hand. There are only two controls, a speed regulator and a brake. The control is automatic and foolproof. The diesel engine cannot be overloaded. For very heavy trains, two locomotives can be coupled together and operated by one driver. The drivers of these locomotives have an unimpaired view of the track and signals ahead of them. This view far surpasses anything possible with the steam locomotive. These English electric locomotives represent a big step towards the improvement of the Nordeste railway system, which actively cooperates in the development of the state of Pernambuco. The first diesel-electric locomotives in Brazil were supplied by the English Electric Company in 1938 for the Leste Brasileiro Railway and have been operating regularly ever since. The 13 locomotives supplied to the Nordeste Railway are displacing more than double the number of steam locomotives. Diesel-electric traction is spreading rapidly in Brazil, due mainly to the absence of good quality coal, and oil fuel is rapidly supplanting both coal and wood. Indeed, one of the national problems of Brazil has been the denuding of the forests for running the trains. These locomotives operate passenger and freight trains on the routes radiating from Recife and have been specially constructed to operate on the meter gauge of the Radio Ferroviária do Nordeste. Since they've been put into service, they have achieved a high reputation for reliability and availability.